Very good evening and welcome to the Stade Santander International, home of Jersey Reds, for this first ever meeting between Jersey and Premiership side Sale Sharks. Kickoff then just under 15 minutes away, and we really appreciate you joining us here on the live feed here in the Channel Islands this evening. My name's Tim Fryer. Alongside me for commentary this evening is Sam Leeming, Jersey player. We'll speak to Sam in a couple of moments' time. First of all, though, let's just take a little look at the lineups for these sides this evening. So the Jersey lineup here, James Flynn, Owen Clark, Kieran Parker in the front row, Sean O'Connor, Macaulay Kirk, Alex Humphrey, Lewis Wynn and Max Argyle making up the rest of that Jersey pack. Pretty changed pack from last time out against Leicester Tigers. In the backs, Harry Simmons, Brendan Cope, Brendan Owen on one of the wings, Ryan Oluwafela on the other. The centres are Dan Barnes and Jordan Holgate, and at fullback it's Scott Van Bredar. That's the lineup then, Sam. Sam, this Jersey lineup, is it about Harvey Bouillon trying to see as many of these players as possible in pre-season and to give game time to the whole squad, all 30 of them or so?
Yeah, it's definitely a strong side. We're strong across the squad. Everyone's had good minutes across the 3 games, and it's going to set us really well for our first game against London Scottish in 2 weeks' time.
That's the Jersey lineup. Then we'll take you through the replacements a little bit later on. Here the Sale Sharks, the visitors to the island. As I say, their first visit to Jersey. They've been here the last week or so. They've been training at Strive alongside the club here and using the facilities at the Stade Santander International as well. Front row for the visitors today of Ross Harrison, Tommy Taylor and Nick Schoner. Second row of Cobus Visa and Matt Postlethwaite, Ben Curry and Sam Dugdale, the flankers, with John O'Ross at number 8 today for the visitors. Onto the backs, Will Cliff, Rob Dupreez, and then the wing of Rob Dupreez and Aaron Reid. Centres this evening for the visitors, Rohan Van Rensburg and Connor Doherty, and Luke James at fullback for the Sharks. Sam, this is going to be a tough old night for Jersey. They performed so well when you were in the side a week ago against Leicester Tigers, and another tough ask tonight.
Yeah, it's, the boys are really excited. You know, it's another tough test, but we wouldn't have it any other way. Obviously, we'd love to be out there, but like I said, another good test, and there's some quality across the whole team. You know, both halves across both the squads. So, going to be really a good test, and looking forward to it.
It's been a gorgeous day here in the Channel Islands, lovely blue sky, sun just starting to go down now here at the Stade Santander International, and a decent crowd in as well. We saw 1,700 here for that game against the Tigers a week ago, which the Tigers won by 17 points to 7. This is Jersey's third pre-season game, drew with Van 28-28. The week before that over in France. So a third hit out for Harvey Bouillon's men, and we've been speaking to Harvey in the build-up to this one.
How brilliant was it to get up here and not have all the restrictions, have supporters around and be able to share a beer with them after the game, after what I thought was a pretty exciting game. Leicester definitely tested us. You could see that with their physicality and the intensity of the game, which is exactly what we wanted leading into the season, and hopefully we would have prepared them for their campaign, and because we definitely got a huge amount out of it. I think it steps up another level with Sale Sharks. I think they're pretty renowned for their grit and determination and physicality, and I think you know, you can see by the way they've trained this week and the way their players have interacted with their coaches that they're you know, it's going to be a pretty tough test for us on Friday night, but on the whole, I think, again, if we can, touch wood, get through without any injuries, it just gets us in a great position leading into the season.
Harvey Bouillon there, the Jersey Reds Director of Rugby, speaking to us in the build-up to this game against Sale Sharks tonight. We'll hear from the visitors in a short while, but just a chance to take you through the replacements for Jersey Reds tonight. And there are a lot of them. We're expecting a lot of changes from both sides, as we were saying with Sam a short while ago. The teams and the head coaches, directors of rugby, trying to see as many of their players in this pre-season as possible. So the replacements for Jersey tonight: Harry Doolan, Jack McFarlane and Hugh Owen, signed from Pontypridd recently, Roy Godfrey, Jack Higgins, Max Ayling, Zach Farrance, Wesley White, Tim Gray, James Elliott, James Mitchell, Barda Pretorius and Jack Roberts. So that is the makeup of the home replacements bench. Let's move on to the visitors. As I say, Sale Sharks the second Premiership team to visit Jersey in the space of a week or so. Great to have them here. They've been here over from Manchester, obviously building relationships, I suppose. An awful lot of new players in all squads at this time of year, and Cell Sharks no different. A lot of new faces to try and gel together in this pre-season ahead of the start of the new Premiership campaign in a few weeks' time. So in the build-up to this pre-season friendly, we can hear we've been speaking to the director of rugby at Cell Sharks, Alex Sanderson.
The reputation of Jersey as a side go before them. They're a really competitive side now in top 4 of the champ. It's a really good games in terms of preparation going into the Premiership, and with the addition of Strive just across the road, we're able to maintain a training intensity that we could at home. But as I mentioned to you before, sometimes a change is as good as a rest. So in and around week 4, week 5 of pre-season, you can tend to get a bit of a lull in terms of not motivations, but in terms of intensity. So bringing them away, having the game, being on a brilliant island as it is Jersey, with all that it has to offer, hopefully just give us that boost going into the season that we wanted.
There you are, the views of Alex Sanderson there, Director of Rugby at Cell Sharks. So let's take you through the replacements for the visitors as well. Curtis Langdon, and again we expect to see most of these players on the pitch tonight. Bevan Rodd, Callum Ford, James Phillips, Aka van der Merwe, the South African hooker, on the replacements bench tonight. Rafi Quirk, Kieran Wilkinson, Sam James, Sam Hill, Tom Roebuck and Joe Carpenter. So those are the views of the coaches as the players just start to make their way off the pitch down in front of our commentary position. Jersey just second into the changing room. Cell disappeared down the tunnel a short while ago. And just those final few Jersey players just heading down for their final words of wisdom from the coaching team. Sam Leeming alongside me, Jersey player, Jersey fly half. So what will Harvey Billion and the players be hoping to get out of tonight then, and out of this game with what, just a week and a bit till the start of the new season?
I think we put some really good steps forward against Leicester. There was obviously some easy fixes. I think could have stopped a few easy tries, but yeah, I think just working on keeping the ball a bit more and playing a bit of territory. It's going to be a good test. There's going to be a lot of kicking with the Premiership teams. They kick a lot, so there's going to be a lot of kick battle. We're going to show how fit we are with all the chasing. But yeah, it's another good test all around the park, really, in attack and defence.
Glad you talked about the kicking game there, because it's a big night for Jersey's kicker, the starting fly half, Brendan Cope. Making his 100th appearance for the club, I'm told, tonight. Brendan.
He's choking how? Everybody's choking.
Brilliant moments down the years. I think he's now he's in his second spell here at the club, and a great evening for him to celebrate that 100th game against Premiership opposition.
Congrats to Kopi. Yeah, he's had a few seasons at Jersey and a bit of a legend around these parts. His quality you have around the squad, and yeah, looking forward to sort of sharing the field with him, hopefully a few occasions this season.
And it's always a battle in all positions across the park, but number 10, you know, there's one of them out there, and you're fighting for that spot, Brendan's fighting for that spot. There's some real top quality players vying for that 10 shirt.
Yeah, of course, obviously it's only good competition, and it can only be healthy, you know, pushing each other on. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge, and yeah, he's a quality act, and obviously we can learn a lot from him, not just my position but other positions as well. So yeah, just a quality bloke to have around.
And great to have Premiership opposition here to mark the occasion. Let's talk a little bit about the opponents then, Cell Sharks. What do you expect from them tonight?
Physicality, I think. Obviously, we know how successful they've been in the Premiership in recent seasons, so the physical battle is going to be huge. Huge challenge for us to get up for, but again, such good preparation for us. You know, we can treat this as a huge game, and the physicality is going to be one that we have to live up to and match them if we're going to get any inroads against them.
You were involved in the game a week ago against Leicester Tigers. I thought Jersey's defensive display, particularly at the start of the second half, when the Reds had to do an awful lot of defending down near their own line, was absolutely superb. I know the 3 tries were conceded, but 3 tries against Leicester Tigers when you play like that was no disgrace.
Yeah, I thought we made them work really hard, and you can see that these sets where we've stayed connected and we've put pressure on them and forced them to kick. That's a huge win for us, and that's what we'll be looking to do tonight as well, especially in the middle of the pitch where we can defend really aggressively and force them to kick, hopefully, get the ball back, and you only have to look at our back three, the dangerous players we have there to get excited about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how we go and hopefully improve on our display against Tigers.
And a brief word on yourself. Obviously been a long way back from illness. You must have been delighted to get out there last week.
Yeah, it's can't really describe the just even in the warm up. The music was on, and it was a beautiful evening like this. Yeah, it was quite special to take it again.
And how special has it been to have the support of the whole club in that time where you've not always been on the island over the past year, but to feel part of the club and to feel supported?
Can't speak enough about how highly the club have looked after me with the backroom staff, starting from Harvey. But yeah, they've gone above and beyond and just put the confidence in me to, I was going to take the field again like I did last Friday. So yeah, I can't thank them enough, and I can only hope to repay them in the coming seasons. Yeah.
Wonderful setting here at the Stade Santander International. We're just looking at that sunset there. I mean, it's set to be a brilliant night. The lights are on and the crowd's starting to build now. Maybe 1,500 going to be in to watch this one tonight. How obviously any time you pull on the club shirt you want to perform well, but in pre-season there's that chance to put your hand up and try and get into that 15 for that first game against London Scottish, which is just a couple of weeks away now.
Yeah, it's obviously any time you put on the jersey. I only recently understood how much it meant to represent the island. It is an island, and it is a special environment to be in that sense. So with that all behind you, all you have to look at is Harry Doolan. Harry Doolan's come through, and it was so good to see him put on the shirt against Van, and then last week as well. That for me was huge, and looking at him progress through and being an island boy, that's huge. And I feel honestly like privileged to come and play for this team. And yeah, pre-season obviously it's just like another game. You want to put your best foot forward and see how we go. But yeah, really looking forward to these preparation games and see how we go.
Sam, it's great to have you alongside us tonight. Thank you for joining us up here on the balcony, which is starting to get busier. We just caught a brief glimpse of you in the coverage there, and you're surrounded by people with glasses of wine. The beers are out on the balcony, but you're very professional with your bottle of water down there. But it feels like a special night when a Premiership side's in town.
Yeah, definitely. It's just having them around the club and to see them warming up. It definitely sets a different level. Yeah, excited to see how they go, and yeah, hopefully we can turn up and really give them a good go.
Well, here come the teams. John O'Ross, the number 8, leads out the visitors, Sale Sharks, in their blue tonight. And just ahead of them, actually, out onto the park was the referee tonight, famous face of Wayne Barnes, refereeing tonight's game. Just the 4 Rugby World Cups behind him and 95 Test matches. And here he is at the Stade Santander International tonight. We grabbed a brief word with him before the game. I managed to have a quick chat to him, and he was saying he's looking forward to the debrief with the head coaches after the game with a wry smile on his face. Well, here we have Sale Sharks out on the pitch, and we await the arrival of Jersey. Here they come now. Lewis Wynn, the captain, leads out the Reds. Going to be attacking from right to left in this first half. And after brilliant sunshine all day now, the sun sets away to our left over St. Juan, and we're ready under the floodlights for some Friday Night Lights rugby here on the live stream. We're grateful for you tuning in, great to have you with us. And we'll take you through the next couple of hours of this final pre-season friendly for Jersey ahead of the start of the Championship games in a few weeks' time. And it is going to be the Reds that get things underway, and Brendan Cope on his 100th appearance fires that one down towards the 22 away to our left. Ball dished out left by Will Cliff, the experienced scrum half. Starts at number 9 tonight for Alex Sanderson's men. Cleared away down towards halfway, finds touch over on the Airport Road side of the ground. It'll be a first line out for Jersey. How important are these early minutes to set the tone when you're playing a team that's the third best in England last season, to not be overawed by the occasion and to let the opposition know they're in a game?
Yeah, hugely. First line out, first opportunity to set a tone, first play to get off. So yeah, bit of pressure on it. Unfortunately, we've lost that one.
Yeah, turnover ball there. Owen Clark it is at hooker tonight. Stolen, I think, by Visa over there, the South African, 6'5". So first line out not going with Jersey, but a chance here to get their hands back on it, but that's knocked on by Scott Van Bredar, although referee signalling off the knee, so happy for play to continue. Now a chance to turn Jersey's defence perhaps. What's the bounce got here? Carefully watched. Going to need some support, and yeah, the referee just saying pushed before the ball was gathered. Effectively, I suppose, tackling off the ball there, pushing him into it, and Jersey will get the penalty. First one of the night, and a chance to clear their line somewhere down towards halfway.
Yeah, another chance to get a line-out play off. They'll be hoping to get this one in the bank after losing that last one. But, another chance just to have a bit of a reset, and we go again.
Good distance made there by Cope.
Yeah, great kick.
Didn't have much angle to work with, so he's done well.
Yeah, lovely.
Down into the opposition territory. Still no points on the board if you are just joining us. And Jersey with their second line out. First one didn't go to hand. Is Clark going to find his man this time? He does. It's well worked this time, and Lewis Wynn, the captain's quick to get the ball along the line. And Jersey with a chance for ball in hand inside opposition territory. Not the cleanest ball at the breakdown there, but still with the Reds, still with the home side. Equipped themselves so well 7 days ago against Leicester Tigers. Now, is that going to be stolen on the ground? Referee Wayne Barnes watching on, and has the ball got trapped in there somewhere?
Knock on, I think.
Knock on the ground, scrum down the decision. A chance to see the packs come together for the first time tonight. Front row for the home side are James Flynn, Owen Clark and Kieran Parker. Scored a couple of weeks ago, did Parker against Van in that draw over in France. James Flynn in the front row against his former club as well, so he'll be wanting to make an impression. Up against Harrison, Taylor and Shona, the South African, recent signing from Worcester, in that front row for the visitors tonight. Wayne Barnes calling the packs together, and Cliff pops it in now. Signalling in the Sharks' way, but play continues, and kick for Oluwafela to try and pick up on the bounce and rescue things, but advantage being played, and it'll be called back for that penalty to the men in blue. Decent crowd in again, well over 1,000 in at the Stade Santander International, maybe 1.5 again, maybe not quite as many against Leicester Tigers 7 days ago, but another good crowd for this pre-season fixture. Now, is that going to stay in? Oluwafela does well there to palm it back, and again, no angle to work with, so fired into the Sharks' territory. Just some kicking tennis for a while here, and again a difficult one for Scott Van Bredar, and under some pressure that's gone forward, but play will continue.
Hopefully there won't be too many comments about the refereeing this evening, Tim, with one of the best in the middle.
Yes, there's only so much you can say when there's a chap out there approaching 100 tests, and much respected referee around the world. Not the easiest job. I mentioned I managed to grab a quick word with him before the game, and he said he's also a lawyer as well. So I was saying referees aren't always the most liked and popular characters, and he dropped in that he was a lawyer as well. So obviously up for a laugh, and seemed like a good guy, and he's given the decision Jersey's way there from the knock on, and so another scrum down. And Harry Simmons, on a season-long loan from Leicester Tigers, gets the nod at scrum half this evening, and now we'll pop it in Jersey's first scrum, although the front rows don't stay on their feet for too long there, and the decision goes Jersey's way. just wondering if that was a free kick or a penalty given. I think it was a penalty, so Cope's going to look for some touch here. Somewhere just over halfway, we would think, on the airport road side of the grounds. And another chance for Clark to try and find his man and to up that 50% success rate so far from his opening two. Not a fluent first 5 or 6 minutes, but Jersey holding their own, Sam.
Another good opportunity. A few little errors creeping in the first 5, they won't be too happy, but another good opportunity to get a good player right here.
Yeah, Jersey ball there, on the ground then, and with the second row, Sean O'Connor, former Munster man, turned 25 last week. Good handling there, get a little offload from centre Barnes. And decent possession this for Jersey in the opening stage of this one. Nearly breaking the line. And the referee, Wayne Barnes, calling play back for the earlier infringement. And Jersey now have a decision to make against the Tigers, always going for the corner. And I suppose that's often the way in pre-season games where you want to play some good rugby rather than just taking 3 points. And again, looks to be the decision here.
Yeah, of course, get it in the corner and some good momentum there. Just need to make sure we get on the ball carrier there. Obviously, there's some good poachers in their pack, so we just need to be careful. But again, another good opportunity, and hopefully we can capitalise on a couple of good carries.
7 minutes played, line out to Harvey Dillion's men. And taken this time, and Jersey look to set up a drive. Now it starts to get some momentum, but all getting very tight near the touchline. Now where's the ball? Is the referee saying it's just broken away? He's going to call play back. And Jersey again will get the opportunity to kick for the corner. Look promising there at the maul. And they'll get another opportunity here if Clark can find his man.
We need some noise in that corner. Get behind the boys. Oh yeah.
Down in front of the big screen, a new addition here at the club over the last year or so. Now, what's the Jersey pack got here? I think they'll be told to use it shortly by the referee, Wayne Barnes. So out it comes. 5 metres short now, the home side. Looking to really let the Premiership opponents know they're in a game here. Just goes a little quieter at the Stade Santander International. Jersey now 10 metres out in front of the posts. Now, have the visitors stolen that at the ruck? No, it comes out Jersey's way. Dug out by Cope, who's acting as scrum half. Jersey going to get penalised here though. And that good little passage of play ultimately comes to nothing for the Reds. But it was a lively 2-3 minutes there from the home side.
Yeah, good territory, testing their defence. I think a bit of a habit from, bit of a trend from Tigers as well. We got a little bit stuck in around 22 and around the sort of the scoring zone. So hopefully we can do a little bit better next time. But again, good territory and testing their defence, making them exit is only good and keeping the pressure on.
The ball thuds onto the roof of the clubhouse just above our commentary position. And Tommy Taylor, the man with the ball in hand then. Good clean ball for the visitors. And they start a maul of their own, having had to deal with a couple of Jersey mauls a short while ago and repel them. As another aircraft takes off from the airport just alongside us. Some neat handling there as Dan Barnes nearly got his man, but Sharks maintain possession of the ball. Again, Cope digs that one out, acting as a makeshift scrum half. And still we await the first points of this pre-season friendly, 10 minutes in. Both these sides building up to their league campaigns. Jersey up against London Scottish in the opener away. Sale Sharks hosting Bath in their Premiership opener in a few weeks' time. Now Ryan Oliver with some cover work to do there, back near his own line, under some pressure. And he's done okay there. He's scored in both of his games so far, actually, for the club. Having to do some work this time, going back towards his own try line, some defensive work in the corner.
Yeah, Cliff picking off some good space in the backfield, left open. Jersey will be annoyed about that because it's we should have had someone in the back there, but yeah, put the pressure back on us, so hopefully we can get a good shove on here, put pressure back on him.
Well, Oliver, as I say, he scored an excellent try a week ago between the posts. He scored in France in the first game, new signing for this season, and he's looking bright, but he had some defensive work to do there. Scrum down them, over on the far side. It's been a good contest at the scrum so far. In it comes then from the scrum half, Will Cliff. First joined the club in 2006 in his second spell at the club for the Sharks. Real experience there at scrum half for them tonight. I think this will just be a reset, will it, over there? Looks that way. Wayne Barnes just speaking to both front rows, and we'll ask them to come together again. Just 5 metres out from the try line. Jersey are defending away to our right. Not in any rush to get on with this scrum, but eventually the 16 men come together. In it comes. Oh, that front row's gone down again, and the decision goes Jersey's way, and that's a few they've had there in the front row that Jersey have won the scrum penalties out. They're doing well there.
Doing well, huge momentum shifts there. Scrum on your 5, nothing better than getting a pen against the head. So yeah, that's huge. Got them out of trouble there from a good kicking by Sale.
Well, interesting clearance. Takes it over halfway, but no touch found, and it means it's going to come back with some interest here over the 10 metre. And the visitors now starting to get a bit of possession just near the halfway line. Ball not clean and coming out. Jersey think they've stolen it, illegally so, as Sean O'Connor it was who popped out of the ruck with the ball. And the referee says you can't do that, penalty to the visitors. So just some concern for one of the Sale players down on the ground there. So stoppage in play, and the water carriers will come on. It gives us a chance to reflect on that first 14 minutes. Been some decent moments for Jersey away to our left, but just the last couple of minutes had to do a bit more defensively.
Yeah, Jersey will be frustrated. They've had good territory. They've had the most possession, obviously, out of the two teams, and a few errors, 2 missed touches. Stopped the chance for good opportunities to play a little bit with the ball in hand. So they'll be frustrated, but promising to see that we can get into the half and play with the ball in hand. But yeah, frustrating.
How have the squad felt the pre-season has gone? 2 games in, a really good comeback against Van, and then to match Tigers for a large parts of 7 days ago as well. There must be a lot of optimism around the squad about the season ahead.
Yeah, definitely really good. Even just the fixtures, you see them, and you really have to get up for these games. They're the biggest tests that a lot of these lads have faced. I've faced last week. So such good preparation for the season coming. And yeah, I think we were well. Lots of learning. Obviously, you can have lots of learning in any pre-season game you play, but if we can just, our standards up here at the moment, we're trying to compete with these Prem teams as it should be. So if we can just continue that into the season, then we'll be a really good place. But the key is to continue these high standards, these there's consistency with parts of our game that we can match other champ teams really well.
Well, if you're just joining us, no points on the board in the opening 15 minutes, but some decent moments for Jersey with a couple of line-outs deep in opposition territory down near the 5 metre, and then winning a scrum penalty just a couple of moments ago near their own line against the head. So no score as yet, just a bit of concern for this Sale Sharks player, although he is now sat up, which is a good sign. I reckon a crowd of around 1,500 people in at the Stade Santander International, starting their weekend here at the rugby. And, just some applause from those fans now. There are some visiting fans as the Sale Sharks player is back on his feet, and a replacement being made there. It's a front row replacement. Callum Ford, it is, the number 3, who's coming on for the visitors. So changing the front row, and Ford will slot in there. From the resulting penalty, Rob Dupreez, the South African fly half, finds a touch down on the 22 metre line. There are an awful lot of South Africans in this Sale Sharks line-up, and the fly half, Rob Dupreez, is one of them. Now Sharks looking for some quick ball just over the 22, looking for the first score of this pre-season friendly. Into the second row, Visa, the South African. Jersey have the ball back though. I'll be pleased with that, and Oliver Feller, I think it is there, just brought to ground. The Reds just getting a bit of hand on ball. Yes, it's in their own 22, but just looking for a bit of possession here. Now Cope comes into the line, switched out to the left, and a chance for the wing Owen to run at his opposite number. Across comes the centre, Connor Doherty, to make the tackle. Kick down towards halfway, looking to play, and nearly gathered by Oliver Feller. Did so well, and it's going to be picked up, and it's gone forward, but nearly plucked that crossfield kick out of the air, and he looks like a real bright spark, Ryan Oliver Feller.
He's quick, mate. You won't find many people quicker than him. So yeah, to have him in our team is quality, and he's as good on the ground as he is in the air. So yeah, expecting a few more of those crossfield kicks and testing the wingers. And
a real show of character last week as well. Obviously a difficult week for his family with a death in the family, but wanting to play in that friendly last week and scoring a try in there as well, and the whole squad going to him to celebrate was a brilliant moment.
Yeah, it shows the character of the bloke, and it was so good that we could all get around him. Obviously in a terrible time, but I think what this pre-season showed is that we're so put together as a squad, and any adversity like that, we can get behind him and get him on the field and doing what he loves to do the best.
So Sharks with the scrum then, been in the island for the past week, been training using the new facilities and the gym away to our left at Strive, and using the facilities here at the Stade Santander International as well, as part of their week in the islands, culminating with this pre-season game tonight, all building up to that game against Bath in the Premiership in a few weeks' time. Opening weekend of the season will be hosted there by the Sharks. That one a home fixture for them on the opening weekend. Jersey will travel away to London Scottish before a home fixture here, I think on the 25th of September, and we were talking about the fixtures earlier on. The supporters of both these sides be looking at the fixtures lists, I'm sure now, looking which games they're going to be heading to over the next month or so. Here comes the scrum, starts to wheel, so out it comes. And maybe a little too easy down towards halfway there. Bit of space in behind Scott Van Breda, who's backtracking now, hoping that it bounces nicely. It's a bit awkward, but he gathers it, puts his teammate under a little pressure, but that's well worked by Jersey. Nearly comes out well. Now, has that gone forward? Was it a knockdown? Was it deliberate? What's the referee going to do here? He might go and speak to his touch judge about that. Just wonder. I wondered if it came off a Sale Sharks hand. We might get a replay of that a little bit later on, but yeah,
Offer.
The decision is Jersey ball. And get on with it. Great camera view there of that line out, which is a secure one for Owen Clark. And the Jersey side who now drive the visitors back towards that 22. Good work from the Reds at the maul, making some good ground there with the ball tucked in at the back. I think it's probably under Clark's arm at the back of that maul somewhere. Again, no angle to work with, but a good distance made. Taken by Solomona, the ex-rugby league man. Crossfield kick almost goes backwards. Oluwafele's going to intercept that. Just couldn't keep his footing, but it wasn't the greatest crossfield kick there. Oluwafele straight onto it. Just lost his footing as he gathered it. But Jersey with possession back now. Midway through this first half. Still no points on the board. Really good contest this. Again, Cope looks for the winger Owen, who opts to kick along the line. He's going to bobble into touchdown near the 22. Works out well. And Jersey did work that well. Want to steal the ball in the air from that kick that almost went backwards on the fly half, and then to work the ball down a tight angle and to find a touchdown near the 22. Good passage that from the home side.
Yeah, we as Jersey, you know, if anyone watches us, we've been given a license. You know, we are given a license to play when there's space, and it's brilliant because again we want to release our backfield players because we know they're dangerous and we can get meters running rather than kicking. So we'll keep teams honest. But then when we need to, we've got to go to the kick. But good outcome. Brendan on the wing, taking a good option, line out again. Good territory for us. For Jersey, I'll stay impartial. I'll stay neutral.
I think you're allowed to show some bias when you're part of the squad, and we appreciate Sam Leeming being alongside us tonight. Jersey fly half, watching on from the balcony, alongside me, Tim Pryor, on the live stream. We haven't been able to bring you any tries as yet, but it's been a good contest. Nicely worked by the visitors into Doug Dell, the academy graduate. Signed a couple of years contract with the club, having come through the youth setup at Sale. Big hit comes in there. Jersey desperate to get their hands back on it. Good pressure from the Reds at the ruck there, but it's going to come back the way of Sale Sharks. Left-footed clearance from the scrum half Cliff. Doesn't make huge ground again, gives his teammates a chance to get to it, but also gives Jersey a chance to steal it in the air, and I'm not sure either player's going to let go of that ball on the ground. Both seem to have possession of it at the same time. Now that's a little loose just behind Cope. It's picked up, and Oluwafele, good handoff from the Jersey wing, who looks for a little gap. Doors closed, but made a couple of yards there, Oluwafele, and then a nice kick into touch. Really good stuff from the home side, that. Stole the ball and then worked it down the left. And it's going to be Jersey ball on that 22.
What's the touch, was it?
Well, it's gone into touch. I wonder, was that kick from inside? Because there's the new ruling this year, isn't it? From inside your own half into the 22, and you get the line out. Well, it's certainly gone Jersey's way, and it was Jersey who kicked it there.
It was a great kick. Great option from Simone.
Yeah, new ruling this year, if you kick from your own half into the 22, you get the line out, and that's exactly what Jersey have got here, and they're going to look to drive Sharks back. They might get told to use it soon, but no, now they start to move. Real good movement here. Still they go, edging towards the post, now to ground. What does the referee make of that? He's happy enough, he's giving it to the visitors. Was the ball held up there? Wasn't coming out, and Sale Sharks get the decision. So good stuff there from the home side. They were starting to get some momentum. It was brought to ground. The referee obviously happy with the way it was brought to ground, and then just when it gets held up like that, defensive team get the pudding?
The Sale player's done something in there that has stopped it, but it looked promising, didn't it? And we've had a couple of drives that haven't quite come off. We haven't converted, so again frustrating, but again good territory and putting them under pressure and making them exit. It's really good place to be. 25 minutes gone.
No points, no tries, but some good action for you this evening. Hope you're enjoying the game wherever you're watching around the world. You're very welcome here to the Channel Islands and the Stade Santander International, where we await this scrum inside the 22 that Sale are defending, and they're under some more pressure at the scrum there, so picked up by the 8, Ross I think that was, at the base of the scrum. The ball's out now, and it's going to be hooked away and not very far at all. And some good pressure being put on the Premiership opposition there in that 22 away to our left, resulting in this Jersey line out. And again, Clark comes across, ball dried. And Clark now just gets the call, discusses the call with Flynn. Playing against his former side tonight, James Flynn, the front row man for the Reds, up against the opponents. Oh, that's really well worked, isn't it? Owen Clark down the left. Has he got the pace? He can't quite get there. And he's gone into touch as well. It was really well worked by Jersey. Down the blind side.
That wasn't a tackle, sir!
Cries from the balcony that it was a shoulder barge and not a tackle, but a no arms wrap situation. But Wayne Barnes is happy enough with it, and be a line out to the visitors. But just for a moment it looked like Owen Clark was going to sneak in. Jersey have got it back again. Another opportunity here for the Reds. They've had their chances in this first half of the Championship side. Is this the moment that we see the first score? 3 metres short now perhaps. Just looking for where the ball is. Scrum half Simmons hovering over the back of this ruck. Tries to go himself. He's going to need some support there on the ground at the ruck. There's Simmons, dished out to Cope. Just lost a bit of the momentum in this attack now, Jersey, but still with the ball in front of the posts. And they get the penalty, the home side. I think about taking it quickly, but I soon think more of it. But again, Jersey putting some real pressure on the Premiership outfit. Admittedly, a lot of new faces in both these sides. And Jersey with the 2 games over the last fortnight or so behind them. But I think Harvey Bouillon's going to be pretty chuffed with what he's seen so far.
He is, yeah.
He'll be frustrated maybe that there aren't more points or any points on the scoreboard, but I think he'll be pleased with the possession and the territory.
With where we've played the rugby, he'll be frustrated. It's one of the key takeaways from Leicester and Van. We need to convert our opportunities, we need to convert our line of drives, we need to convert good forward momentum in the ball in hand. So, yeah, hopefully we'll get more opportunities. But again, pressure's on Sale, isn't it? They're defending, they're having to exit, they're having to deal with our line of drives. So, positive to take from it, but yeah, we need to get some points on the board here.
Let's talk about some of the new faces in the Sale Sharks side. Nick Schoner, the front row on earlier on, the recent signing from Worcester in there. One of, as I say, many South Africans in this lineup. Rohan van Rensburg from South Africa, Rob Dupreez, many South African born, Cobus Visa, but also some experience in there with Will Cliff, as I was saying earlier on. 2006 he first joined the club. He has spent some time away and then come back, but some real experience there from Cliff. Ben Curry getting some game time today, 5 months out last season with a shoulder injury, but out there and in the pack and coming together with the Jersey pack now, right in front of the uprights. Inside the 22, Jersey are attacking as we reach the half-hour mark at the Stade Santander International, with Jersey on the attack. Into the centre, Barnes. Just about kept in play into Holgate there, the outside centre. It's gone forward, says the referee. And it will be Sale Sharks ball at the scrum when we get back underway.
Again, frustrating, Tim. Like the scrum in the middle of the field is probably the best place to attack from in terms of a backs unit. And yeah, I don't really feel we really penetrated or got the meters we should have done. So again, frustrating for Jersey.
And will Bouillon, is he that kind of character that will celebrate that these opportunities are coming, or will he just purely be frustrated that they're not being taken?
I think, yeah, obviously we put ourselves in a position where we have that scrum to attack from. But the fact that we haven't been able to generate a few phases off it and even convert from there, like we just mentioned about, is frustrating and one that needs to change if we want to stay in this game, you know.
Sharks trying to exit their 22 then, away to our left. Into the last 10 minutes of this first half. No points on the board as yet. Clark just can't bring his man to ground there, the Jersey hooker, and allows him to get an extra couple of yards before Ross, the number 8, is taken to ground just outside that 22. Slow ball out the back of the ruck this time. Cliff kicks down towards halfway. Brendan Cope amongst those underneath it, amongst about 10 people underneath it, and it's picked up on the bounce by Simmons, the scrum half. Now, which way is that going to come back at the ruck? The way of the Sharks. Dugdale tackled. In fact, it's Tommy Taylor in there, brought to ground. Another minute, Sale can't exit their own half. Maybe a kick will find some territory now. They do. And underneath that's the wing, Owen. Dancing feet of Owen. Looks to go one way, goes the other. Goes back to the way he started before he's tackled. Seems to be caught in two minds what to do there. And then the kick just about bounces in field and finds a touch on halfway. You can see what Owen was kind of thinking then, but ended up putting himself under a bit of pressure. Line out to Sale Sharks then, right in front of our commentary position, bang on halfway. And Tommy Taylor comes across to take it. It's secured well, and then from the knockdown, Cliff goes left, it's gone forward, play continues.
Go on, Jersey!
Nice little offload there as the tackle came in. Good work on the ground by the flanker, Lewis Wynn, the captain. Played in almost every, if not every game for Harvey Bouillon's men last season.
Yes, Jersey!
Taken quickly. Good quick thinking. Not back 10 there. Not back 10. Referee was playing an advantage, and I think he's going to call play back, and he will, for not retreating 10. Jersey got a sin bin for not retreating 10 last week. Not this week. It probably felt a bit harsh last week, although it was more of a tackle than just not retreating the 10. But another penalty comes Jersey's way, and again they'll have the opportunity to play rugby in the 22 that they're attacking. In fact, is he going to call for the tee? Yeah, calling for the tee here and going for the 3 points. I mean, it is very central. Maybe just a reflection on the fact that there's no points to show for Jersey's work.
Unfortunately, the heavies haven't done the business, so it's probably only right to get at least a couple of points to show for the hard work that we've done. And it has been good work. It's just, again, we haven't been able to convert, which is frustrating, but some real good foundations, I suppose. And again, it is a pre-season game, and again, these opportunities, against another team will be converted. So hopefully Kopi puts it over, and we can have another 5-minute block before half time.
Brendan Cope then on his 100th appearance for the club, an opportunity to open the scoring with 5 minutes to go till the break. Just drifts wide. Looked like it might just about stay on track, but wide of the upright. And that opportunity, it's not like there's been loads of try-scoring opportunities in the game, but Jersey have had good possession in the right areas of the field, and not managed to get anything on the scoreboard, and then from a kick penalty from in front of the posts, again, don't get anything on the scoreboard to show for their efforts. Just a frustrating night so far, but I think the crowd will be pretty pleased with how Jersey have performed at times. Now, that's been dropped in the air, but it's gone backwards, so it's going to be Jersey ball. Player just coming down the side of that ruck, but play continues. Now that's behind Owen Clark, who just got ahead of the ball carrier, but play's going to come back. And Jersey get away with that, and they'll get the penalty anyway. And he won't be going for the post on this occasion. He'll be looking for a touch inside the 22 at least. And an opportunity perhaps just as we edge towards half-time to try and get something on the scoreboard here for Harvey Billion's men. Touch is good. 5 yards or so inside that 22.
They might want to look to get big Jordan in the game, big Dan Barnesy. Bit of a point of difference here. The drive hasn't been going too well.
Yeah, not much doing here. Sharks repelling Jersey well at the moment. It's gone to ground again, and is that going to be held again? Again, not coming out. And it will be Sale Sharks ball at the scrum. Sharks then been a top flight side since 1994. Won all kinds of competitions in their time in the top flight around Europe. Third in the Premiership last season. One of the highest ranked teams to play here at St. Peter. At the moment, Jersey holding their own against them. In it comes from Cliff, the scrum half for the men in blue, and it's a free kick this time at the scrum. An opportunity to exit. And being a free kick rather than the penalty, distance is the name of the game, but Scott Van Breda takes it with no sweat there. Again, Owen goes in field, takes the ball into contact. Oh, big hit there in the middle of the park, picked up off the ground by Simmons. Oliver Feller with the chance to run. Into the second row, O'Connor. Last few moments of this first half, Brendan Cope looks to offload, but in the end takes the ball into the contact. Still, we await the first points of this pre-season friendly. Here on the live feed, good to have you with us. Oliver Feller almost breaks past his man. He's going to be a real fan's favourite here, I'm sure, at the Stade Santander this season. Ryan Oliver Feller, the winger. Into Barnes. Good Jersey possession again as we head towards the break. Again, just frustration for the Reds at the breakdown. And maybe an injury in there as well. So kick for touch is the name of the game this time. Good distance made there. Really good distance down into the 22 on the Airport Road side of the ground. Oliver Feller's back on his feet. The Sale Sharks players back on their feet. So play continues, and we tick into the last minute of this half. Is it going to be the visitors that get the score on the stroke of half time? Is this the moment? So who's going to get the score here on the stroke of half time? Will either side get a score on the stroke of half time? We're into those few minutes going to be added on by Wayne Barnes then, as the running clock ticks past 40. Harrison, the front row, nearly held up there. Eventually the ball goes to ground, and back with a scrum half now. Is that going to be it's well read? Just as it looked like it might be Sale Sharks that break the 0-0. Jersey still possession and clear their lines. Great distance on that kick, and Jersey get an opportunity to really get out of their own half there as they turn the Sharks defence. That's coming our way. It's coming towards the camera and drops just in front of our camera woman Jess. I thought it was coming your way for a moment there, just about dropped beneath us. So it's going to be Jersey ball, and I would think maybe a minute or so of this first period to go. Cross comes Clark, the hooker. Jersey committing just the 5 men to this line out at the end of this first half, and that's a nice clean one down into the hands of Lewis Wynn. Big hit comes in there, but nearly well worked there. Just all got a bit too tight, and the Sharks come over halfway. It's going to bounce awkwardly. Kept in though. Scott Van Breda with some work to do. Just about gets his man, as I think it's Connor Doherty there. Thought he was going to sneak in down the right. Sale Sharks think about a quick one. But there's a man down and play will come back. Just Denny Solomona just down getting some treatment, the former rugby league man. Got a lot of pace and haven't really been able to see much from the wide men from Sale Sharks tonight. Also is that Brendan Cope down getting some treatment as well. And in fact Wayne Barnes says that'll do us then with a couple of players down. We're nearly there anyway, so let's head off for our half-time cup of tea or orange or glass of water, whatever it might be. And the Jersey supporters are pretty pleased with what they've seen. I think the fans won't mind too much that they've not seen any points scored, because they've seen a really good contest here in the first half. They've seen Jersey have a lot of possession at times, a lot of territory, but not got any points to show for it. Sale Sharks have had their moments as well, but Sam, what will Harvey be saying about that at half-time? Because there's real positives and also a couple of negatives in there as well.
We have to convert. I think we've got to have better ball carries in that 22. We're making it easy from my perspective for them to D and get good dominant shots on. That's making it hard for us. And then our line-out drive's not got going, and then a few little errors. But for 30 minutes of that half, we're in their 22 and making it difficult, but not difficult enough because we haven't got any points on the board.
And I think Sale will be pleased in some ways as well that they're getting a pre-season challenge, because you don't want to go into a pre-season game and have a 14-0. Maybe you do as a player, but you want to be tested in pre-season and it gives you an idea of where you're at as well.
100%. It's real good that we can match them, and we have matched them. And I think it's such a good demonstration for where we're at as a team and where the championship is as well. So real pleasing again. Even with that last 5-minute block, I said after Kobe missed that kick, it was a really good block. We had a good D-set here. We turned the ball over and we had a chance, 2 chances here. Good kick by Brendan. Again, put the ball back and a line opportunity. So game open up a little bit more, and I think the game will open up more in the second half. Obviously, when boys get tired and we start picking off a few of their slower forwards. So really good first half, in the bigger scheme of things, but we just have to get the points on the board. We really do.
Well, second half coverage is to come here on the live feed. Don't let the scoreboards deceive you. It's been a good watch. It's Jersey Reds 0, Sale Sharks 0 at the break. Well, the teams are back out and we're ready to roll for the second half of this pre-season friendly. Jersey Reds of the Championship against Premiership side Sale Sharks. Third in the top flight last season, the Sharks, and already I can see some changes out there for the visitors. Tom Roebuck is on, as is Sam Hill. So at least a couple of changes there, maybe more out there for the visitors. As we get back underway, if you are just joining us, no points on the boards. A pointless first half. Not literally, but it was good. But who's going to get the first points of this game then? It's the Sharks on the attack, and it's with Sam Hill, one of those replacements I mentioned just a couple of moments ago. Tim Pryor and Sam Leeming here on the balcony for this one, Jersey's third pre-season game. Oh, a little bit of juggling there in the middle of the park, and Jersey have managed to steal possession back. Sam, what were the coaches have been saying at half-time to both their groups of players?
Yeah, I think we can play a bit more. I think we've put ourselves in some really good areas of the field, some really good set-piece opportunities. Unfortunately, haven't converted. So, yeah, I think keep going and put ourselves in good positions and attack more with the ball. You know, give our back three some good opportunities with the ball and keep the territory battle in our favour.
Sharks with the possession then at the start of this second half, attacking from right to left as we look on. Looking for that first breakthrough. Couldn't see any changes for Harvey Billion's men at the break. We'll have a quick look through the numbers in a moment, but at the moment it is the Sharks on the attack, and it looks like it's going to be the opening score, and it is one of those half-time replacements. Sam Hill goes over for the visitors, and after 40 minutes without a score in the first half, less than 2 minutes into the second half, and Sale Sharks lead by 5 points to 0.
Yeah, Sam Hill just attacking the line real aggressively there and getting some good changes from it. I'll be disappointed with a couple of boys falling off him, but it's the first bit of attacking play we've seen from Sale, and yeah, again it's the difference. They've converted with the few phases they've had, and we haven't. So yeah, so early on in the second half, it's a good opportunity just to wipe that one clean and go again with a good restart.
Yeah, ruthless from Hill, less than 2 minutes after coming off the replacements bench, and he's over. 30 players tried, more than 30 players tried in the first half to find the opening score. He comes off the bench and manages to reach it within a couple of minutes, breach that defence. Here comes the conversion attempt. Dupree's it is. South African fly half, looking to add the extra couple of points. No problems there for the number 10. Through it goes, adds those extra couple. And the Sharks lead by 7 points to 0 at the Stade Santander International. Frustrating after all that hard work in the first period to then come out and have that there. It looked like there was a couple of players that could have prevented that, but yeah, just sort of bounced off them and managed to maybe just breach the shirt pull and get free.
Yeah, I think they probably lined him up a little bit incorrectly, and he ran at some weak shoulders and got through, and it's disappointing because we've had some good D-sets in the back end of that first half.
But that was well judged, bouncing just in field and out into touch, and gives Jersey some play down in Sharks territory. Now having to chase the game, 7 points behind. Plenty of time left in the game to get themselves back into this though, and there'll be good value if they did, the home side. See, James Elliott is on there for the home men, for Harvey Billion's men. So that was a change at half time. Brendan Owen chasing that one back towards his own line. Gathers it cleanly, and now will look to return with interest. Down towards the 22. 2 men quickly on him though from the Sharks. They're quickly up to the line there to stop him in his tracks. Rob DeFree's got that conversion a couple of moments ago, and now down the left. Nice work from him into replacement Curtis Langdon. Came on at half time as well for Sharks. And the replacement scrum half, Rafi Quirk, I think it is there, trying to dig the ball out of the ruck. Jersey penalised. And there's going to be a bit of defensive work to do here down near the 5 metre line for the home side.
A long kick like that from Dupree's has to be returned by a long kick for me. Again, that territory battle, that's exactly what they were looking for. They had a good kick chase, so kick long and go again, and then we're unfortunately under this pressure.
Championship and Premiership seasons then just a few weeks away. These teams fine-tuning their performances ahead of the new league campaigns, and Jersey at the moment having to defend this maul. There's a few Jersey players around the wrong side there, and it means they're a little light at the maul, and the Sharks do get to the line, and they get their second score in the space of 6 minutes at the start of the second half. And from a 0-0 first half, suddenly the Reds find themselves 12 points to 0 down. Try and confirm it was at the bottom of the pile of bodies, but looked like a couple of Jersey players there just on the wrong side, maybe caught around on a secondary maul, effectively.
You know as good as me about mauls and scrums.
I don't. I promise you, I don't.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too easy, and they managed to sort of break away from it and get good momentum. So, yeah, we didn't stop it at source, which I know is the first protocol. But yeah, 2 relatively unscathed tries from Sale. The boys will be disappointed with that.
Here comes the conversion attempt. That is Zach Farrance readies himself to come on for the Reds. Dupree's lining this one up, converted just a few moments ago. Oh, and hits the upright on this occasion. Would have backed him from there, but doesn't find the gap between the posts, just off the right hand upright, and so it remains Jersey Reds 0, Sale Sharks 12, 7 minutes into this second period, as Farrance does come on. A couple of changes actually here for Jersey Reds at the start of this second period. And 12 points to 0, the Sharks lead. The Championship side just not finding their rhythm then at the start of this second period so far, but Brendan Cope will keep that one in, and down the right looks for a grubber kick that he's going to chase onto and nearly get to, as 2 Sharks players collide with each other, including Tom Roebuck, I think it was there, just getting in a bit of a tangle. Now, where's that ball? Not rolling away on the ground is the signal from Wayne Barnes. Maybe Macaulay Cook, was it, on the ground there being penalised, who's moved to the second row tonight in his second season at the club as well. Played in the back row against Leicester Tigers a week ago, but Cook in the second row tonight. And Sale Sharks will have the line out down the left. A replacement hooker, Curtis Langdon it is, who comes across to take this one. Sale committing 6 men to this line out, and they go long with it, and it's not clean. It's going to just go backwards, is it? Wayne Barnes is happy that's gone backwards, and play will continue, and it will continue with Sharks in possession of the ball just over the halfway line. 2 early tries for the visitors at the start of the second half, the difference between these sides so far. Neat handling there down the left. Tackle comes in. Just about low enough for the referee to be happy. And now with Visa, 6'5" South African, he's tackled just over the 22. into replacement James Phillips, who's also on for the visitors. Alex Anderson and his coaching team ringing the changes at the start of the second half or at half time, and it's paid dividends. Seems to be a lot more energy about the visiting side, and they might be in for a third try here. It's with the centre Doherty. He's tackled 7 or 8 metres out, but real momentum to this attack again. Good hit comes in on Visa, but still Sharks and the men with the ball in hand into Ross, the number 8.
Jesse slowed it down.
Yeah,
we needed to after 3 or 4 really quick phases.
Yeah, they're looking quicker on those phases, the Sharks, at the start of the second half. Still with the ball, going through an awful lot of phases here as they edge towards the posts. From left to right, are they going to get there? Just short. Still just short. I wondered for a moment if they were going to ground it against the upright. Now, has that reached the line? Just prevented from reaching the line there. I thought the number 8 might have gone over, but Wayne Barnes gives the penalty in the favour of Sale Sharks. I thought for a moment Ross was going to get there.
Some good shots there, some really good shots, some dominant shots, slowing the ball down.
Now going to look to run this from the 5 metre then. Jersey committing men to it and having to do real defensive work at the start of this second half. There's going to be a third try though in the corner. Tom Roebuck it is, another of the replacements who gets the score in the left corner. It's a third try for Sale Sharks. And at the start of this second half, they are flying. They lead by 17 points to 0.
Yeah, it's class from them, tying them in and well-rehearsed play, close line over the top, put us on the back foot, tied us in and had the pass, had the skill to put it over the top with Dubreeze. So it's a good work try from them.
I think this is Tim Gray who's coming on for Jersey Reds. One of 2 players wearing number 8 tonight. And a player coming on for Sale Sharks wearing no number whatsoever, which doesn't give me a great deal of confidence that I'm going to be able to identify him.
Tom Curry's just come off, so maybe a back row. Try and help you there, Tim.
Thanks, it's not helping. But I appreciate your support with that. Right, conversion attempt to come, just a few yards, maybe 5 yards in from the left-hand touchline. An easier one was missed just a few moments ago, hitting the right-hand post. That one's slotted between the posts though, with no dramas whatsoever. As Jersey make another couple of replacements as well. And some good support for the Premiership side here as a chance of Sale ring out around the Stade Santander International. Well, I was arriving at the ground today and the first few people I saw were Sale supporters, so they were keen to get in early. Enjoy the facilities at the Stade Santander International, and Sale are certainly enjoying themselves a bit more at the start of the second half. What have Jersey got then? What sort of character have they got? We've seen some good character in this pre-season so far. Good comeback to get a draw at Van, and then real battling display against Leicester Tigers a week ago. What have Jersey got here? What spirit can they show after a difficult 15 minutes or so?
Go on, Jersey!
Be good to see a good response here from Jersey in front of a vocal crowd. That's gone into touch. Play will be called back. I think offside being signalled by Wayne Barnes. Yeah, and so it'll be a Jersey penalty anyway.
Get into the corner. We haven't had a crack at the line out in the second half, so first opportunity to put the pressure on in the set piece here.
Yeah, Cope finds touch. Not right in the corner, but it's nice and safe. And a good platform for the Reds to build their response. 19-0 the visitors leads. 19 points in less than 15 minutes at the start of this half after a pointless first 40 or so. Secure from Jersey at the line out. No problems there whatsoever. Now, what have they got at the drive?
Come on!
Crowd doing their bit to get behind the Reds, banging the boards. Shouts have come on Jersey from the balcony as well, and the Reds trying to respond to that. Sharks holding them up well, and so Jersey look to use it, possibly encouraged by the referee to use it. Looking to go down the narrow sides, back into some traffic though. Goes loose, but it's gone backwards and it's been picked up, but was it an offside in there? It's gone forwards. Possibly gone forward off the Sharks' hand, was it? It's quite a distance from where we are.
Good carry from Jordan. Good carry around the corner. And
There was 2 more replacements for the Reds.
Jenny
One, James
went down.
Number
Tried to
2,
pick off a few of their swing forwards coming off the drive.
placed by number 2, Jack.
You see on the replay there. Replacement for the Reds coming here as well. Is that Pretorius coming on? Yeah, Barda Pretorius. Fly half coming on. And it looks like Brendan Cope coming off. So a change like for like at fly half. So Cope replaced there, and his 100th appearance for the club comes to a close. Pretorius on, and Jersey with possession of the ball at the maul, but being pushed backwards at the moment. So out it comes. Thought about dishing it out towards the likes of Scott Van Breda, but instead keeping the play nice and tight there in the forwards. In it comes. Big hit comes in. I wondered if that was offside, but referee is happy enough. Decent few minutes this from the Reds after conceding those 3 tries. Pretorius comes into the line. Into the number 8. Just stopped 5 yards out. It's going to be just down towards the line. If they've got enough power to get it over, no. Just stop there in their tracks, Jersey. But this is a good response. Out to Van Breda. He's stopped this time, just a couple of yards short. Still the Reds look for their opening score of the night. They've got men out left if they can get it out there, but it was all just a little straight. Takes the ball into contact. Referee generous, says they're not holding onto the ball on the ground there. Allows play to continue. And it's just slowed up the momentum of that attack. Thought Van Breda was going to get there at one point. I thought one of the forwards was nearly there. Still the Reds hunt their first points of the night. And they're going to be penalised here at the ruck as well. Not sure how much of the atmosphere you can hear coming across, but chants of Sale being responded to by chants of Jersey. And while the scoreboard is hotted up, the atmosphere off the pitch hotting up as well. Those 3 tries for the Reds, then for the Sharks, then right at the start of this half, just knocking the wind out of Jersey a little bit after such a battling first half display. Here we see on the replay just how close the Reds got to scoring. Within a yard or so there by the looks of things. Strong defensive work from the Premiership outfit.
It's the first time we've sort of had the quick ball and we've moved the point of attack. Again, good play from Geordie, getting the game. A few good carries from the forwards, bit of footwork before contact was real good. And, yeah, we had an opportunity maybe to go over the top when Balak had the ball there. So yeah, again an opportunity missed, but again we're creating the opportunities. The same with Tigers, like we're creating the opportunities to score, but just not having that final bit of skill.
I think that was Wesley White just coming on for the home side. Pre-season game then, ahead of the start of the Championship and Premiership campaigns respectively, as real pace down that right side now for the visiting team. Good pick up. Sharks now looking for a 4th score as we reach the midway point of this second half. Quarter of the game that's blown Jersey away a little bit. Some Brilliant, exciting, energetic play from the visiting side right at the start of this second period. The difference between the sides with those 3 tries as Doherty has tackled about 10 metres out into the second row. Visa. Flesh on flesh noise there you can hear as far back as the balcony, and maybe something a bit firmer than flesh on flesh, because it was a thudding noise and there's some concern here for the players, so they're going to get the physios on and we're going to have a stoppage in play here while both players are receiving some treatment. Another replacement coming on for Jersey Reds is Jack Higgins, the ex-Plymouth Albion prop, who's coming on and will take his place in the front row for Harvey Billion's men there as well. Just disappointing for Jersey. You don't want it to turn into a one-sided game when it hasn't been a one-sided game, and the scoreboard kind of looks a little one-sided now.
No,
it's just disappointing for them, really.
Yeah, it'd be frustrated with the scoreboard. But again, you know, I keep talking about possession and territory. Again, first half we were real good. Again, just didn't convert. Sale now, getting a bit of momentum. They're getting the head and arms through contact. Getting some real good go forward momentum, which again makes our job for getting set and D and putting line speed on very, very hard, especially within the 22 when they're flying onto the ball. So yeah, they're coming with a bit more intent now, Sale, and yeah, they're getting good change out of it.
Well, they're quick to get the physios on. It's good again to see the players sat up. Just looks to be getting some just checks to his neck and head here.
On his feet, which is always good to see.
Yeah, back on his feet. I just wondered if there was going to need to be a head injury protocol there or not. But
he's just telling Jack Higgins what to expect in the scrum.
So expect some hard work, push hard. Yeah. Try and stand up. Try and stay on your feet. Yeah. But yeah, going off to just ensure that there's no lasting damage there. And now on the screen's got a great view of this scrum actually. Parker then coming off, and as we were saying, Higgins is on and straight into the action in this scrum. Rafi Kirk, the replacement scrum half. And again, the packs will just be asked to come together again and reset. Into the last quarter of this game, Jersey 0, Sale Sharks 19. Around 1,500 in to watch this pre-season friendly. Second home pre-season friendly for Jersey Reds after that trip to France. No wins in the pre-season by the looks of things for Jersey, but it's a real good test for them in all the games. Really going to prepare the Reds for that championship campaign, which gets underway in just a couple of weeks' time with a trip to London Scottish. Now, Jersey being forced back illegally so there. And as soon as you saw that, Sam, you weren't happy with it. Arms in the air, and Wayne Barnes listened to you and has given the decision Jersey's way.
I think he might have missed his
hook.
His hook, yeah. I think he might have missed it. We'll see.
Well, it gives the Reds an opportunity to possibly find touch somewhere near 10 metres maybe. Near the 10 metre line, I should say, and they've done just that on the 10 metre. And Jack McFarlane on as the replacement hooker comes across, just dries the ball on the towel, and will now deliver this one in. Bulk of the Jersey bench now used. That's taken. Pretty straightforward one as the tall figure of Farrance manages to take that one with no dramas. Pretorius hovering around, but instead the kick well over halfway. Has there been a card there? I didn't quite see. As a Jersey player walking off. Must admit, I didn't quite see that. It's Farrance who's come off to this near side. I just wonder if he's been shown a yellow card there. Or asked to leave the field. Maybe just asked to leave the field as it's a friendly. Maybe just... There's a replacement come on for Jersey, I think.
No idea, Tim, what's just happened.
Yeah, the fourth official just on the near side explaining to the Jersey dugout what's happened there.
What's happened?
Farrance it was who was just walked off the field. We'll try and count up the players in a minute. I think we're still at 15. Meanwhile, Sale Sharks have got a line out. And again, it's not particularly clean, but it's gone backwards. I thought it had gone backwards, but maybe there was a man, accidental offside perhaps there in front of his man, and play will resume with the Jersey scrum when we get there. And another couple of replacements for Sale Sharks as Kieran Wilkinson comes on, and Sam James as well. Well, confirmation Zach Farrance has left the field on the tannoy. And Max Ayling is the man who's come on with no number. And the tannoy announcer just described that bizarre change as a bit of negotiation on the field. So I wonder if Wayne Barnes did say something along the lines of, you're going to get a yellow card here, so do you want to leave the field and bring someone else on instead as we're only in a friendly? Maybe, possibly. That's my only guess. Because he hadn't been on long, Farrance himself. Either way, it seems like we've got 15 aside, which is good news for the crowd, because it means we should get a decent contest in the last 15 minutes of this one. 3 tries to 0 if you are just joining us. All 3 tries scored right at the start of this second period. Sam Hill and Roebuck amongst the try scorers.
So looks like the 2 final replacements for the Sharks. The 10 Robert.
Another great view of this line out, which has been stolen at the back. Langdon not finding a man in blue, and a brilliant breakaway here. Over halfway. Excellent pace from Wes White to take play down towards 10 metre. Just didn't have the legs to keep it going, but brilliant breakaway, stealing the ball off the back of that line out, and White showing he's got a bit of pace to take that down towards that 10 metre.
He's got a bit of Sevens background, or Wesley, he'll be knackered now though.
Had enough pace to get there, but not the legs to go all the way. Now that's not coming out of the ruck cleanly, now it comes out. Jersey with a man down, but play is able to continue out to the left. It's fumbled by Cook, and it's fumbled forward, and maybe Jersey starting to tire a little bit. So Jersey player down off the ball, just getting some treatment, so we might have to wait for the resumption of play here.
23, Sam James.
He's back on his feet. I didn't quite see who that was down injured.
That's 4K.
Mako went down for a little bit, and Geordie's coming off with a bit of cramp, I think.
So an awful lot of changes in this second half and at half-time as well. Often the way in these pre-season games, as head coaches and directors of rugby like to give their players a run out. It can make for a scrappy second half. We certainly didn't see a scrappy first 15 minutes of this half though from Sale Sharks, the Premiership side, running in those 3 tries in quick succession to really knock the wind out of Jersey Sales after a really impressive first half. Right, I think we're finally ready for this scrum. The ball with the scrum half, Quirk.
It was a replacement for Reds there, number 13, Jordan Holgate.
Yeah, just confirmation on the tannoy that Holgate is the man who's come off, and we must say good evening to some of the Holgate family who I understand have been watching online.
Heave, Jersey!
In it comes from Quirk. The scrum starts to turn and twist. The referee is signalling in Sale Sharks' favour. And it's the men from the Premiership, the men from Manchester, who will have the penalty. And as for a lot of the second half, we'll be doing the attacking away to our left. Heading towards the last 10 minutes then, and it's a 10 minutes that can kind of really shape the momentum going into the start of the championship season, really. If Jersey were to concede another few and it just fades away a bit, it kind of deflates the mood a little bit maybe, but a strong showing from Jersey and maybe a try or two of their own, and you go into that new season feeling pretty positive about things.
We've shown man break from Wales quality, and a few opportunities where we've had numbers to attack. There's opportunities there, we just don't seem to be able to capitalise on them and get the points we deserve from them. So we've got a 10-minute block now. Hopefully we can defend this driving ball which we can. A big exit, which will set a good platform, and hopefully another solid D set. So yeah, a big 10-minute block coming up.
Well, Zach Farrant's coming back on after that bizarre 4 minutes off the pitch. And some of those replacements that have just hopped on, or one of those replacements coming off, in fact 3 Jersey players coming off, so it's all a bit of a mess out there at the minute. Players coming off, players coming on. Zach's come off again. Has he? We've got 3 Jersey players coming off. I only saw 1, maybe 2 go on. It's a real shambles in terms of who's on and who's off at the minute. And looks like Macaulay Cook is one of those off the field now. And it's all going to resume vaguely with 15 men on the pitch and with a Jersey scrum. Three tries to 0, 19 points to 0 the score. All the scores in the second half. Both packs ending up stood up there, so the referee will just remark the spot and ask them to go again.
Let's go, Jersey!
Not particularly quick in coming together again. It's been a theme of the night. Everyone having a little think about it for a few minutes. Now we go again. In it comes. And starts to turn, so Jersey decide to run with it out the back of that scrum.
Go on, Jersey!
Slow ball at the ruck. Out it comes now, and again that's coming your way, Jess, on camera. Lands on the roof above you. Jess looking particularly concerned about that one. She might have noticed I didn't leap in to protect the expensive equipment, or you, Sam.
She's just saying that it was touched there, but a relatively okay exit from Jersey. They'd have won a bit more, 10-15 more metres for a really good exit. Another good decent. Come in.
Langdon with the line out, really long one, and it's well worked. Into the replacement, Sam Hill scored that first try for Sharks just a minute and a half into this second half. Nearly an interception. Referee Wayne Barnes happy for play to continue. Tip tackles come in but don't get their man. And the ball's still at the ruck. Into Ross. Man out wide on the right. The door is closed on this occasion though, Jersey get enough men over. And suddenly the door is wide open, and a brilliant break this, brilliant burst forwards. One of the replacements it was who made excellent ground there, spotting the gap in that Jersey defensive wall. The defensive wall's now having to rebuild down near the 5 metre line. Big hit comes in, and it's such a big hit that the ball's gone loose. I thought it had gone forwards. Nothing coming from Wayne Barnes though. Or was he just playing some advantage? He was.
Really good D set here, Tim. They didn't go anywhere. Just switched off at that number 1 guard position. Allowed a line break. Really frustrating because you defend here really comfortably and then let them in there. But yeah, we've been let off there with a knock on. But again, another frustrating period for Jersey.
So we head into the last 5 minutes of normal time. Remember, it's a rolling clock, so there will be slightly more than that still to play. Is that Harry Doolan coming on? Yeah, young local lad coming on. Harry Doolan, the teenager. 3rd senior appearance for him, has featured in all these pre-season games.
He's got the biggest neck in the squad, 19 inches.
Has he?
We call him the bush pig.
19 inches for a neck.
Another replacement here for the Reds then.
Well, he's not got much time to think about things here because he's straight into the action. He's on for Jack McFarlane. And Doolan being given the last few minutes of this home encounter. Sale Sharks with an excellent passage of play at the start of this second half, running in the 3 tries, and they separate the sides. For much of the rest of the game, it's been a really, really good contest. Jersey having opportunities to build things, particularly in the first half. It's been a more defensive display after the break. And no points to show for their efforts as yet, and time ticking away. Free kick Jersey's way. Gives them a bit of relief. And again, they'll have to look to possibly go for some distance here and try and get out. Distance towards halfway. Taken. No problem there for Roebuck. Got the 3rd of the 3 Sale Sharks tries. Kirk goes left. Right, sorry. Picked up. It's loose. Jersey penalised though at the breakdown. It'll be a penalty.
Unfortunately getting on the wrong side there. He might have gone in for offside, but unfortunately sometimes you just get in the awkward position and you happen to fumble the ball.
Penalty to the Sharks. Building up to yet another season in the top flight. They've been in the top flight since the mid-1990s. 94, I think it was, that they made it into that top flight of English rugby. Finishing 3rd last season.
1,417. Thank you very much.
Just the crowd being announced as 1,417. So we weren't far off with our estimate of 1,500. Slightly down on the Tigers game, but another good crowd for a pre-season game at the Stade Santander International. Tigers Tigers was 1,700 for Tigers, so it is down slightly on that. Sharks looking for a 4th score at the end here, and they might get it in the corner if it bounces kindly for them, but no, well picked up on the slide.
Scotty's done really well there to cover. I know they've got the advantage, but it's a great ball from Kieran Wilkinson across the face of the winger. But Scotty's done really well in the defence there.
Yeah, Sale knowing that advantage was coming, so opting to kick and chase. Didn't come to anything, so plays called back, and a touch is found. And so we'll have an opportunity here in the last few minutes to maybe find a 4th score. So I think a 4th score maybe or would be a bit harsh on Jersey after their efforts in the first half. Or maybe be a bit of an unfair reflection on the scoreboard, but Sale Sharks have been ruthless. They've taken their chances when they've come, and they had that really bright passage of play at the start of the second half. Now looking to drive Jersey back at the maul. The ball tucked under the arm of hooker Langdon at the back of that maul. Now it's dished out into Hill, who's looked bright in this second half. Attempted kick through, it's been intercepted, and then that's gone forwards. And it'll be Jersey ball at the scrum. There's a Jersey player down injured, so it'll be a while till we restart. So some more attention to him and some more water being brought on. Sam gives us a chance as we head towards the last few minutes then to think about the game overall, and it's been one of those games where Jersey had those chances in the first half. They would have been frustrated, and then they'll be hugely frustrated with the start of the second period, but credit to Sale Sharks because they burst out of the blocks at the start of the second period.
Yeah, it's been anyone who watched the Tigers game and if you managed to get any from the Van game, you know, we're creating opportunities. We're just not that last pass away or last kick away from scoring. I think we'd be disappointed with our set piece tonight, but again, you know, look who we're coming up against. You know, we're coming up with an incredibly strong and durable pack.
Which best team in England last year. So
yeah, exactly. So we've got to take some positives from that. But again, I think in the first half we've played the territory very well. We put them under pressure. You know, these are stuff that we can take from the game, and we've made it a fight. You know, we've tested them. We've had to, you know, make them have the ball over the top. We've had to make them kick to put them into the try scoring opportunities. So we'll be disappointed with the second to last try there, missed tackle. But overall, you know, there's always stuff we can take from it. Yeah, it's just disappointing we couldn't convert some of those early chances, which would have, you know, changed the momentum of the game a little bit, and not let them get away so far.
James Elliott has come on, I think, for Pretorius.
The Bedford Blues, 2:30.
So still the changes come.
Saturday the 25th.
And it has made it a somewhat disjointed second half at times. Clock then shows we're well past the 80-minute mark, that rolling clock, so there will still be probably a good 4 minutes or so to go. Here comes the scrum then, under the floodlights here at the Stade Santander International. Nearly 1,500 people in, as we were saying, another good turnout. Jersey get the penalty at the scrum. And a few of those decisions have started to go Jersey's way at the scrum in the last few minutes. That's coming your way again, Jess. It's like there's a magnet in your head and in the ball. It's certainly giving us a close-up look at the ball on the shots. It's going to be a line out for the Reds on the halfway line, just a few metres away from our cameras. In it goes. That's long. It's too long, and it's going to be stolen at the back by the scrum half for Sale. Now, is that going to be held up in there? Was it a maul? Wow, it goes Sale Sharks' way. Much to Jersey's disappointment, and Sale take it quickly. Jersey just about back the 10 metres. Play continues with Ross. It's looked good to me tonight, the number 8 for Sale Sharks. Good work on the ground to ensure it comes back the Sharks' way. Three tries in the game so far.
Personally, it's just had a nibble there, but he's been done for not releasing. It's unfortunate because he really did slow the ball down, so it's unfortunate not to get a pen there.
Well, the hooker Langdon was so confident his man was going to find a good touch. He just started walking down the touchline early and getting himself ready. Now he's there, and now with what, 6 or 7 men? 6 men, is it? Yeah, 6 in the line out there, and dished out quickly. Set piece move working well for Sale Sharks. Into the flanker, Dugdale. Signed a 2-year contract, Dugdale, earlier this year. Now, can they work it wide, the Premiership team? That's gone forward, I think, and that will be the final passage of play, I think. Yeah, that is the full-time whistle. and it ends with a 19-0 win for the Premiership side. Jersey Reds 0, Sale Sharks 19, and Jersey have no points to show for all their hard work, particularly in the first half. How do you think Jersey will reflect on this then Sam? Overall, a 19-0 defeat, but they can be proud of some of the work they put in there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we've got the foundations in place to really set us up well for the season. I think the biggest thing for this game is that we didn't score any points, and we couldn't score points with the. Obviously, it would have been different. Maybe in the league game we would have gone for points, and we obviously had the opportunity to. But the fact that we couldn't break that defence, obviously it's a huge challenge too. But the fact that we couldn't would be a huge work on for us. But again, there's lots of takeaways. The way we played the kicking game in the first half, we put pressure on in a couple of good D sets as well. But yeah, real frustration all around.
And how about the away side, Sale Sharks? After a tricky first half, they'll be pretty chuffed in some ways. One, that they've had a good test here tonight, and two, that they've burst out of the blocks at the start of the second half and responded to a difficult first half.
Yeah, they started well, didn't they? They started really well. Came out of the box firing in the second half. I don't think they did enough in the first half, attacking wise. But again, that's probably credit to Jersey's theatre positioning and the kicking game. But yeah, they just seem to run with real big intent, especially that Sam Hill try, which just seemed to make a difference. And then, they had long periods of time in and around the 22, which they managed to convert, unlike us. So. Their second half, they won it quite comfortably.
Hill looked good when he came on. We saw Roebuck come off the bench and score. I thought John O'Ross stood out at number 8 for Sale Sharks as well. Jersey then, they now turn their attentions to the real stuff, if that didn't feel real enough. It probably felt pretty real to play in it, but to the league stuff and the Championship not far away now. First game against London Scottish. And I mentioned earlier, it's perhaps harsh that Jersey haven't got a win in pre-season to highlight that, but they've had a real good workout in these three pre-season games. They've been real tough tests, and it's put them in a good place, I think, going into the Championship season.
Fantastic preparation for what's to come. We've been tested in all aspects of the game. We've been tested in with great attack from Leicester, with the physicality of Sale here tonight. So yeah, look for us. There's lots of learnings, but it's just about putting them into practice come London Scottish in 2 weeks' time.
Sam, thank you for your insight tonight. Really good to have you with us on commentary. Good luck to you and the rest of the squad for the whole season that lies ahead.
Thank you very much.
Sam Leeming, our summariser tonight, joining us on the balcony as the players make their way through the tunnel just down in front of our commentary position and receive the traditional round of applause from each other. And it was a game played in good spirits for the large part as well. It's a game that Jersey really competed in, particularly in the first half, which had no points in it whatsoever. Then right at the start of the second half, Sale Sharks came out absolutely fighting. They ran in 3 tries in the space of 15 minutes, the first of which was just a minute and a half into the second half. After that long passage of play without any scores, suddenly there were 3 in 15 minutes. Sam Hill and Roebuck amongst the scorers coming off the replacements bench to touchdown, and that really was the difference between the teams. Jersey gave it a right old go, but in the end it's the Premiership team that have won here at the Stade Santander International tonight. Thank you for joining us on the live stream. It's finished Jersey Reds 0, Sale Sharks 19.